Your home is more than just a physical space where you sleep and eat. It's a sanctuary that either supports your well-being or drains it. Most people don't realize that the state of their living environment sends constant signals to their brain, influencing everything from mood and focus to sleep quality and stress levels. The clutter on your nightstand, the dishes left in the sink, the unmade bed. These aren't just minor inconveniences. They're silent stresses that accumulate throughout the day, chipping away at your peace of mind. Here's what science reveals. The connection between cleanliness and mental health is far stronger than most people believe. When researchers followed 60 couples in their homes, they discovered something remarkable. Those living in cluttered, disorganized spaces had elevated cortisol levels, the body's main stress hormone, throughout the day, paired with increasingly negative moods. Meanwhile, people in cleaner, more organized environments had significantly lower cortisol levels and reported better emotional well-being. This wasn't coincidence, it was biological reality. The hidden cost of clutter on your mind. Clutter doesn't just create a visual mess. It creates what neuroscientists call cognitive load. Your brain processes every visible object in your environment, treating each one as a task demanding your attention. Princeton researchers discovered that when people work in disorganized spaces, their visual cortex becomes overwhelmed, making it exponentially harder to focus, concentrate, and complete tasks. This explains why sitting down to work in a messy bedroom feels impossible compared to working at a clean desk. But the effects go deeper. A cluttered home signals to your mind that things are out of control. Incomplete projects, scattered items, and disorganization create what psychologists call open loops, mental reminders that drain your mental energy even when you're not consciously thinking about them. Your brain interprets these unfinished situations as threats that need attention, keeping your nervous system in a low state of alert. This constant activation of your fight or flight response exhausts your emotional reserves and makes relaxation nearly impossible. Women with cluttered homes showed higher cortisol levels and were more likely to experience fatigue and depression. In contrast, those who described their homes as clean and restorative reported substantially higher life satisfaction and better mental health outcomes. The difference wasn't about perfectionism. It was about creating an environment where your mind could finally rest. Cleaning is a pathway to control and clarity. One reason thoughtful cleaning feels so rewarding is because it offers something many people desperately need in uncertain times: control. When life feels chaotic, unpredictable, or overwhelming, you cannot always change external circumstances, but you can absolutely change your immediate surroundings. Even simple acts like making your bed, organizing a drawer, or wiping down a kitchen counter create tangible, visible progress. You see the before and after. You complete the task. This sense of completion provides genuine relief to your nervous system. Research from the University of Connecticut found that during periods of high stress, people naturally gravitate toward repetitive behaviors like cleaning because these actions genuinely help them feel in control. It's not avoidance. It's a healthy, embodied way of managing anxiety. When you clean mindfully, you're not just scrubbing surfaces, you're engaging in a meditative practice that grounds you in the present moment. Consider what happens when you wash dishes slowly and with full awareness. A study in the Journal of Mindfulness found that people who engaged in mindful dishwashing reduced nervousness by 27% and increased inspiration by 25%. These aren't small changes. These are measurable shifts in your nervous system response. When you focus on the warmth of the water, the texture of the soap, the smoothness of each dish, you're activating your parasympathetic nervous system, the part that says, you're safe, you can relax. The repetitive motions of cleaning trigger what psychologists recognize as a form of moving meditation. Sweeping, wiping, organizing. These actions require enough focus to pull your mind out of worry loops, but not so much intensity that they create additional stress. They're like a reset button for your nervous system, turning a mundane chore into an opportunity for genuine calm. The transformation begins with small intentional actions. Creating blissful interiors doesn't require overhauling your entire home. It starts with understanding that consistency matters far more than perfection. Each morning, making your bed takes less than 5 minutes, but sets a positive emotional tone for your entire day. When you wake to a tidy space rather than a tangled nest of blankets, you begin with a small win. This matters psychologically. Throughout the day, implement what some call a closing shift, spending just 10 minutes tidying before bed. When you wake the next morning to a clear desk, an empty sink, and organized surfaces, your brain immediately registers safety and order. This reduces the mental burden you carry when you first open your eyes, and better sleep follows. A clean bedroom is scientifically linked to deeper, more restorative sleep, which amplifies every other mental health benefit. During the day, focus on small zones rather than overwhelming yourself with complete house cleaning. Spend 10 to 15 minutes tidying your desk or bathroom counter. Set a timer so you're not racing against time. Light cleaning throughout the day, dusting, wiping surfaces, organizing drawers, also provides physical movement that releases endorphins, the brain's mood-boosting chemicals. This is exercise disguised as housekeeping. When you approach these tasks with intention rather than resentment, the benefits multiply. Before you begin, ask yourself, am I doing this to care for my space or to escape a difficult feeling? This awareness matters. Cleaning is healthiest when it's an act of self-care, not avoidance. Pair your cleaning with something that makes it enjoyable, a playlist you love, a podcast that makes you think, or simply the pleasant smell of natural cleaning products. Creating your sanctuary through mindful aesthetics. The final piece involves understanding that a truly blissful interior isn't just about cleanliness, it's about intentional beauty. When your space is clean and organized, you create the mental space to actually appreciate your surroundings. You notice the quality of light coming through windows. You can see the items you genuinely love, rather than them being buried under clutter. You can breathe. Research on environmental psychology shows that a visually pleasing, well-organized space profoundly impacts mood and well-being. When everything has its place and surfaces feel clear, your mind experiences fewer distractions. You can think more clearly, make better decisions, and feel more confident. This clarity extends beyond your home into your work and relationships. The process isn't about rigid perfectionism. It's about noticing that when your environment feels calm, you feel calm. When your environment feels cluttered, your mind feels cluttered. You're not being superficial by caring about your space. You're practicing genuine self-care. You're recognizing that your surroundings are not separate from your mental health. They're directly intertwined. Start this week by choosing one room or one area. Make it your priority. Clean thoroughly, organize thoughtfully, and then maintain that single space. Notice how you feel when you enter it. Observe how your mood shifts. Once you experience firsthand the difference a clean, organized space creates, expanding this feeling to other areas becomes natural. Your home becomes not just where you live, but where you genuinely feel peace. That's what blissful interiors through thoughtful cleaning truly means.